Hey, good evening, Talkin fight fans around the world. Welcome to another great episode lined up for you of Neil the Deal. And tonight we have a great profile of a great fighter, Virgil Ortiz Jr. I'm pretty sure you got all the stats that we need to hear. Let's go. What do you got?
Hey, good evening, Graham. Nice to see you again, my friend.
Good evening. Thank you.
Hopefully everything's going well over there. Hi, guys. How are you tonight?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, we're going to, Graham, so we're going to continue with our Neil the Deal top 5 prospects, boxing prospects, the future of boxing. We're going to add to that number tonight.
Yeah.
All right, and we're going to deal with a kid out of Dallas, Texas. All right, guys, Dallas, Texas. Again, thanks again for coming out, guys. I really appreciate the likes, the shares, all that kind of stuff. Just keep them flying. We really appreciate it. Things are going really well. So we'll talk about this young kid today. And, man, this kid is awesome. All right, so his name is Virgil Ortiz Jr. Virgil Ortiz Jr., all right? He was born March 25th, 1998 in Dallas, Texas. That makes him what? 98 would be 23 years old, Graham?
Yep.
So he's just a young lad out there, but man, this kid's got some he's got some real potential, guys. So keep your eye out for this Virgil Ortiz Jr. Last year, actually it was the year before, I guess now, he was named Ring Magazine Prospect of the Year 2019, eh, Graham?
Yeah.
Which is a big award to have because that's recognized around the world as a guy who's going to be not only well right now, but moving forward in the future, he has a very bright future. He's in the Golden Boy production stable. All right. Like most of these young guys are. I guess these guys have a lot of talent scouts out there because every time we turn around, all you do is hear Oscar De La Hoya's name, and he's just signing all these guys, left, right, and center. So good for him, good for Oscar. Thanks, Oscar, for keeping these kids' dreams alive, and really appreciate that, brother. So we'll talk about Mr. Ortiz Jr. here. So his divisions are welterweight and light welterweight. It's about 147 pounds, something in that region. His career started in 2016, right to present right now. So we'll mention this a couple of times. I mentioned this to Graham earlier on today. He does have a big fight coming up, guys, a big one. So you guys got to watch out for this guy. He's fighting March 20th, 2021. It's going to be on DAZN again. DAZN's been doing quite a number of these big fights. So check the DAZN stuff for these fighters. A lot of them are on that network. So if you guys can get that, I'm sure you can where you are. Around the world, the United States, Canada, you can get DAZN. I have DAZN, so I wouldn't miss it for nothing. So he's got this upcoming. What's that, Graham? Sorry?
DAZN.
Yeah, exactly. So he's got the fight for the WBO vacant international welterweight title, and he's fighting basically one of his friends. Apparently, they were kids growing up, and they knew each other as amateurs. I believe the individual he's fighting is a little bit older, but not much, a couple of years maybe. But it's going to be Virgil Ortiz Jr. versus Maurice Mo Hooker. That's Hooker. He is a past world champion, Hooker. He has a fantastic record at 27-1-3 with 19 knockouts. So he's no slouch, that's for sure, Mr. Hooker. And I know that from what I've been reading and what I've been hearing, that they're not taking this lightly. Like, this guy has got a serious chance, and this is a big step up for Mr. Ortiz. Sorry. So he's been training really hard. Obviously, that's going to be what, Graham, in less than 3 weeks now.
Yeah.
Right. It's Saturday, March 20th on DAZN. Probably be an 8 o'clocker, and there's a bunch of pre-fights that you guys might want to check out. I understand there's a heavyweight that's coming out. He's also a golden boy camper, and apparently he's a monster. He's just a giant dude. So check out the whole lineup online, and you can see exactly what fights are coming up that night. So we'll go over a little more about him. So Virgil Ortiz Jr. He started fighting at 8 years old, although his father started playing around with him with it when he was 5. So he was 5 years old. His dad was kind of training him a little bit, as a 5-year-old. I don't know what kind of training you can do as a 5-year-old, but You know, I've seen kids win Halo at 5, and I've seen them beat grown adults. I've seen grown adults get beaten in checkers and in chess and stuff by 5-year-olds. So never underestimate your opponent. That's all I got to tell you. Never underestimate your opponent. You need to be at the top of the game all the time, no matter if you're up against a 5-year-old or a 50-year-old. You know, so he started basically really giving her around 8 years old, and he had a fantastic amateur record. So we'll go over that a little bit here. He had 160 amateur fights, Graham, and he won 140 of them. So he was 140-20 as an amateur, and he was a 7-time national champion. So that'll tell you, you know, 7-time national champion is a really big thing. He also was the winner of the 2013 Junior Olympics for his division in boxing. So, I mean, he's really come around over the years, and like I say, he's got a really big fight coming up, guys. There's not a lot on him, you know, because he's so fresh and new, but they're definitely grooming him to be like right in the mix, Graham. Like they're definitely picking and choosing his opponents wisely, and he looks like he's like, I'm telling you, he's in my top 5. So he's gonna be somebody to look out for. Let's go over his pro stats right now, guys. His pro stats. Check this out. Young kid. So he's got 16 fights under his belt. 16 total fights. He's got 16 wins. So he's 16-0. That would make him no losses. 16-0. And guess what, Graham? 16 knockouts.
Wow.
Right? So there you go. His knockout percentage is 100%.
Nice.
And I watched a bunch of his fights today, and then yeah, he's got the whole package. This kid, he's got everything. He's got the speed. He's got the work rate. He's got the defense. He's got the counter punching. He's got the jab. He really knows how to move it, and he makes quick business of his opponents. I checked out most of his fights are done within the first 4 rounds. Not too many guys have lasted over 4 rounds in them. So I know that the next fight coming up is going to be a little different for him because this is a big step up. So it'll be really interesting to see. And he is the headliner, Graham. He is headlining that card that night. So he is the headlining fight. So we'll definitely look out for him. He's won a couple of belts. I know that he won the NABO welterweight title there a little while ago. He still has it. He also has I believe he does have one of the belts, but I'm not 100% sure what it is. It might be an interim thing, but it's I'll check into that. Maybe we'll talk about that tomorrow morning and figure that out exactly. So we're going to go over his notable fights now, the ones that I was watching earlier on today that were some smashing, I would call smashing endings. Put it that way. You know, he's a pretty serious guy. So we got Ortiz Jr. versus Mauricio Herrera. That was May 2nd, 2019. Ortiz versus Samuel Vargas, July 24th, 2020, which was just a little while ago. I watched that one. Great fight. He also fought a guy named Jesus Alvarez Rodriguez, February 22nd, 2018, as well as a guy named Antonio Orozco, I guess. Remember Orozco, yeah. August 10th, 2019. So all those fights that he had, any of them are really good. Like I say, he's 16-0 with 16 knockouts. So he doesn't take prisoners. This kid does not take prisoners. He just wipes you out. That's it. You're finished. You're done. Cancel Christmas. Look out. Ortiz is coming for you. And on the 20th, guys, like I said, Graham, you want to definitely come and check him out, eh?
Nice.
So there's a lot of good fights coming up, guys. We're going to let you know about some of them. We're going to continue our prospects thing for the next few days. And this gentleman, again, is out of Texas. So around the world, if you're looking for the best prospect in Texas, the state of Texas, United States, look at this guy, Virgil Ortiz Jr. Fantastic kid, fantastic fighter. He seems like a very nice kid as well. I listened to a bunch of his interviews and stuff, and he seems like a really humble kid. So he's got a pretty good upbringing. Again, the other thing, too, I wanted to mention, I believe he has a trainer. Let's see. Yeah, his trainer is a guy named Robert Garcia. So I understand he's a really, really good trainer. So I'm going to look into Robert Garcia as well and see what other fighters he's dealing with, the newer guys and stuff. But yeah, we're going to be talking about the best fighter of New York maybe tomorrow, Graham. We're
Cool.
looking into, we're looking into Florida, New York. The fighters come from everywhere, as we all know, guys. So there's a really good fighter out of Maryland right now, and we're just gonna keep going with the prospects and see how you guys like it. So have yourselves a good evening, guys. Check out Virgil Ortiz Jr. March 20th, Hazen, 8 p.m. Don't miss it. This kid's a blazer. Super duper crusher. 16-0, 16 knockouts, soon to make it 17-0 with 17 knockouts. So let's hope. Go for it there, Virgil. Right on, buddy. Good luck to you in your career. Neil the Deal's always, I'm always pumping for you, buddy. I really hope you do well, Always got to any of you guys just do your best. That's all I can say. And anything, just try to do your best. And that's it. 2 thumbs up for doing your best and keep the knuckles up and, make sure your shoelaces are tied tight too.
Yeah, no kidding.
You never know when somebody, you know how it is. All righty. So
Right
I guess that's it for this evening, guys.
Thanks, Neil.
I guess we'll talk to you guys tomorrow night at 7. We'll have another prospect. All right.
Good
So
stuff.
have yourselves a nice evening. Stay safe, stay warm, and have fun. Enjoy yourselves. We'll see you tomorrow night. Take care of yourselves. Thanks a lot for coming out.
Thanks, Neil. Have a good night.
Thank you, Graham.